So, Nima,
Yes.
in a minute, we would like someone to come as the passenger
Yes.
with Andy,
Okay.
clip to someone to make the
Okay.
jump. Would you like to do this?
Yes, sir. Why not?
Good,
Why not?
good,
This is my interest, my dream for my life, I think.
good.
This
So,
is,
You won't be frightened then?
no, sir, no. I think this is my one of the great chance for my life.
You'll be the first Nepali to do a tandem jump.
Of course, yes, sir.
You'll
So
be
this is-
famous. You'll be in the record books.
I hope so. I hope. Yes.
and I think so.
Yes.
I
Sir.
think so, Nima. But we have done several adventures together, haven't we?
Yes.
We went to the Lola.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We
We
done
don't
it.
need to
trekking?
make potted
Yes.
history. We're talking about this jump, Nigel.
Right. So this is a culmination of our adventures.
Yes.
Right. That's why you got the potted history.
Of course. Yes.
But we didn't know that this would be a problem. Ben, just calm down. Just calm down. What can we do, Sim?
No, we have got the permission. He's right. We have got the permission for it.
Oh, we've got permits, guys. You can do what you want. Fucking.
Anything that happens should be.
Yeah, let's go.
I didn't know that.
What's that?
I know, there's one thing we can do, we can pack up and fuck off. The reason we haven't got the permits is because nobody obviously told anybody what we were planning to do and got the permits for what we were planning to do. Seems pretty straightforward to me.
Fucking get me on.
Well, I must say, throughout the whole time, I thought we had permission
Yeah,
to take a
right.
Nepali.
The king sarla bolao to.
Can you get one of these guys a British passport with your contacts at the Foreign Office?
Could
I
somebody...
mean, we had no idea that this would be.
Hang on, I wish you'd stop using this word
But we didn't. We
But
didn't.
it should be something that was mentioned at the very beginning and thought about. I bet it hasn't even been mentioned before. If it had been mentioned before, we would have known before. If you'd mentioned to whoever you need to mention, we want to take a Nepalese person on a tandem, they'd have told you right at the very beginning, yes or no, or we can sort it. Not when we've got the guy in the harness just about to take off.
I know. I know.
But so now, what's going to happen now is you're expecting a tandem master to come out here in September with no experience of landing at this altitude with a paying customer. It can't happen. It cannot happen. You wouldn't be happy with that, would you?
No.
Cut away? No. Just say no.
No, not at all.
Trying to go up to the 20,000 feet. It's not against the rule. Now in the morning, you're going up to the 17,000 feet.
There's a line on the lens there.
Oh, I think it's...
This is not me you need to say this to.
It is.
Yeah, him, yes, not me.
So
Could they
Just
take a military
mention
person?
clearly before you get the permission.
I had absolutely no idea that this would be a problem. None at all, and nor did he. Nor did he.
Yeah, but surely not.
No, no, no,
This
guys,
guy
this
now
is-
is saying that we haven't even got permission to go to 20,000 feet in that.
We've only got permission.
He's just got the right. He's just had a go at me, saying
the arse.
you want to go to 20,000 feet in the helicopter. You have permission to 16. And I said, well, don't talk to me about it. No, that's what's going on there now. Look, they're having a big to do about it. But we were under the impression that
Surely not.
military helicopters.
Surely
We
not.
go,
If you know you need permits for stuff, surely the way to do it is say, this is exactly what we want to do in detail. Can we do this?
And
That
that's
seems like
exactly
common
what
sense
we asked for. It's exactly what we
it's
asked
this
for.
we thing
It's
that
we,
bothers me.
Suman and I. It may bother you, Leo. It's Suman and I. We started this together.
Yeah,
and
if you asked for that, surely you will have been told yes or no before now.
well,
It was,
Suman knew that we were doing tandem.
Yeah, it has
and-
been mentioned on a number of occasions. So you know, in conversation, but that's all. But you know, I would have thought that a tandem is probably one of the most risky
Absolutely.
situations you can find yourself in this sort of environment. And just to ask the question, you know, because I don't
But
think
they knew-
at any minute that the eyes should have been cast over us then, as to say, right, who's going to go on the tandem?
No, but that was. I was thinking of the weather situation that we have, and there has not been. Suman has known all along that we wanted to do a tandem jump here. He's known that all along, and it has never come up that it needed a.
Is it Suman's fault? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not. I'm not saying. I'm saying that is exactly what we asked for. He knew we were doing a tandem here, and that has never been considered to be a problem. Right? Never. And in fact, if that guy hadn't been here, it wouldn't have been a problem. It would have just happened.
That's right. If we'd flown in over the border from Tibet and just quickly done one, we wouldn't have needed any permits either. That wouldn't have been a problem either.
Well, I had no idea that this was going to be a problem. Suman knows exactly what we came here to do. Well,
no,
there's no way it can be done with an up high.
Okay.
And it is very obviously a misunderstanding there of what tandem was. But you know, there can be tandem with us. That's what the permit says.
It was never in a million years, because I don't want to end up injuring myself on a tandem here.
No. Well, the only thing.
I'm not saying Andy would injure me. I'm not saying I would injure anybody else. But that's where you're going to run the highest risk.
Yeah.
If you want us to run this program for you, we can do that.
Yeah.
But we can't do it unless we've got all the other bits and pieces in
I
place.
agree, but there's obviously been. This is a major misunderstanding there.
What do you weigh?
Hmm?
What do you weigh?
I'm 91 kilos. I mean, I'll do it.
15 stone. Just over 15 stone, that is.
Yeah. Too much.
Yeah.
Too much for a first off, Nigel. No question about it. I've never ever injured a tandem, and I'm not going to start here.
No.
Might be a really stupid statement, Andy, but what about taking a dead weight like you do when you're training?
Well, we haven't got one, have we?
Could we get something together?
No.
A rucksack?
It's not strong enough.
It's not strong enough.
It needs the clips. You need clips and the correct type of webbing. The last thing you need is something breaking away.
Yeah.
And if it did break away,
it's going to break one side, and suddenly you've got a turn you can't stop.
You've got a rotation.
Just trying to salvage something.
Yeah. But I mean, Suman is very upset. I mean, he's you know, he obviously did not grasp about the tandem.
Yeah,
but that's
obviously it wasn't explained to him properly.
Well, you know, I thought it had been. I really thought it had been. The permit is.
Well, when I explain things to people, and it's important that they understand, I get some sort of confirmation of that understanding.
Well.
But on top of that, there is an insurance issue as well. Because if Andy injured somebody,
yeah,
the insurance, he's got no insurance, and the claim would be made directly at him. The only way that we could do that is for a legal document, to be a document to be written up to say it would come up from high and wide.
It looks in that case that, you know, we're not going to do a tandem here today, are we? There's no way out of it.
No, there is no way out of it, and I don't see why either of us should go on the front of the tandem.
No, I know. I haven't suggested that.
Yeah, there's no way around it.
So you're going to come here in September, never having landed this height?
No, it's something that we have to make happen before then.
There's no way around the tandem now. That's dead in the. But with the aircraft here, we've got the kit here, we've got enough oxygen. If Leo wanted to go and jump,
yeah,
there's an opportunity to get Leo a high altitude landing as well. Another one for us to be able to stand on the ground and watch on these canopies, so we can get some more input. As an experienced parachutist, every bit of information we get is invaluable.
Yeah.
And I mean, we'd have done the tandem, and I think we'd have achieved a lot what we came here for. But without the correct permits, correct insurance in place, then we leave ourselves wide. Well, not we. Andy would definitely leave himself wide open, and you know that in UK we can't do any skydiving with anybody unless they're insured, and they've got a third-party insurance. which
well,
the tandem instructors geared up for. So,
right.
so if somebody was injured here, okay, we've all got our own personal accident insurance.
Yeah.
I bet Nima hasn't. And if he got hurt and he couldn't do his trekking anymore, he would then be claiming against Andy.
Yeah.
And not High and Wild in this situation. But I wouldn't have allowed him to go and take Nima without speaking to you about this. High and Wild insuring him, because if he's part of our group here.
Yeah, he's insured by Explore Himalaya, in fact.
Explore Himalaya.
Well, but
he's doing the tandem.
He's He is insured by Explore Himalaya.
Right, but that
Nigel, how can he possibly be insured by Explore Himalaya for liabilities which are insured by me? I would have to hold a policy which insures me for my personal liability.
Okay, so we've found another reason.
No, we haven't found another reason. This is a reason I was discussing with you a week ago. That you were kind of going, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. You know, this is what's been going on throughout this project. I say things to you, you ignore them until the crunch comes when it becomes important. And
Okay. So what we have to understand is skydiving is a new thing in Nepal. For everything, you have to get a high-level decision made from the government, and we did. We have been working last 6 months to get all this. We included everyone, and for Nepalese people to jump as a passenger, it is not mentioned on the policy yet. So, and for future, we have to make a separate decision for that.
How are we going to
So now it's okay for Europeans to do this.
Yeah. Now, I mean, you are here as an expert, okay? Because we have said this is a test flight in connection to our commercial in future. So you are here as experts.
okay.
Even for foreign passengers for future, we have to get that clarified. And now we have made it possible, a few jumps, and now they understand now it can happen. So slowly it will open up.
Okay.
So really, what we have to do is to come back and do the tandem just jump.
I can't spare another 10 days in the season.
No. Right. Well, we have to think about how this can be done.
We can test high altitude openings, but it's the landings that are important. That's the only thing that's going to. It's not the only thing.
Is it worth jumping that rig?
How are we going to test a high altitude opening, Nigel?
You can't jump it unless you've got weight on the front of it. It's not designed to be jumped as a solar canopy. And we haven't got
the
a bag.
openings will be totally different.
We haven't got a bag, which, and
This one? This one?
Perhaps if we'd been told that it was going to happen this way, then we could have bought bags and jump bags. And then that way, all you're doing is looking after yourself. Then you haven't got to worry about anybody's limbs or anything.
Here, big spring. The pin comes out, the spring goes.
Okay.
But because
Is your parachute open?
we first said Suman, but Suman's too heavy. Then we said we'll take one of the porters, and this was talked about on a number of occasions about the tandem side.
But it was never thought to be a problem that has become. It was never thought that. So
You can talk in the third person, but it was never thought. Whose job was it to think?
But when
I'm learning as much as everyone else. I mean, that's for sure. I'm learning as much as everyone else. This is a brand new adventure, and okay, so there's absolutely no way that we're not going to find out that there's things that we have to address as we go along, and this is one that's come as a real blow, but it will be addressed. We will sort it out.
just seems an awful shame to come all this way and to end up right at the last minute not being able to achieve one of the main aims of the objective.
Very heavy. Anybody else?